I've written 3 articles for The Conversation. 2 of them were about the American balladeer Woody Guthrie and some writings of his that I discovered in which he's condemning his landlord in the 1950s, condemning him for racism. And this landlord's name is Fred Trump, father of you-know-who. The first article I wrote it was published in January of 2016. That's had the most hits. That's had about 885,000 readers. What I did get was a lot of circulation because it was picked up by a lot of the major newspapers and press sites around the world. I mean, it was reprinted in The Guardian. It was reprinted in, I believe, the New Statesman, and it was referenced quite heavily by the New York Times and the Washington Post and CNN and a number of American television stations, and just really got legs and took on a life of its own. The writing and the editing was actually quite easy because you're only given a very small amount to work with, and you have their mantra in your head, which is academic rigor with journalistic flair. So it needs to be punchy. That you're heading out for you're trying to target an intelligent lay readership, and I think that's what helped it to what ensured that it would be picked up and then circulated. And one of the really interesting outgrowths of this is that I found these songs by Woody Guthrie and some poetry and essays that he'd written about Donald Trump's father, the racist landlord. And there was a songwriter in America named Ryan Harvey, and he took the little fragments that I discovered and he put them together and turned it into a song called Old Man Trump, which is what Woody Guthrie called Fred Trump. And Ryan Harvey recorded this song with Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine and Ani DeFranco, another American singer-songwriter, and it became quite an intervention into the presidential election of 2016. Well, I think the main benefit of writing this is getting our research out into out to the wider public. I mean, we don't want to sit here in our offices and write for other academics and have our stuff just sitting on library shelves. We want to get what we have to say out into the public. Now, I do this also I have these performance pieces about Woody Guthrie that I've been taking around both sides of the Atlantic for almost a little over 10 years. And one outgrowth of this conversation piece is a new show called Woody Guthrie and Old Man Trump that I've premiered this year in London, and already I'm taking it around to various sites here and in Europe and in America. So one thing leads to the other.